The House on Ashbury Road, Part 1, The Unfinished Basement. When Jake and Lisa moved into the old house on Ashbury Road, they were thrilled to finally have a home of their own. The price was almost too good to be true, but the realtor had assured them it was just because the house had been on the market for years. The first few days were uneventful, but something about the basement unsettled Lisa. It was unfinished, dark, and the air was thick with the scent of damp wood and something else, something metallic. Jake shrugged it off, saying it was just the smell of old pipes. One night, while Lisa was home alone, she heard a noise from the basement, a slow, deliberate dragging sound. Thinking it was just an old water heater settling, she ignored it, until she heard something that made her blood run cold. A low whisper, barely audible, but unmistakable. "Why did you come here?" Lisa slammed the basement door shut and waited for Jake to return. When he did, she insisted he check it out. Jake grabbed a flashlight and descended the creaky steps. The air was colder than before. He swept the light across the floor and froze. At the far end of the basement, there was a door that hadn't been there before. Part 2, The Hidden Room. Jake hesitated before approaching the door. It was old, its wooden surface covered in deep scratches. He tried the handle, locked. Determined to prove Lisa's fears wrong, he got his toolbox and pried it open. The door groaned as it swung inward, revealing a small windowless room. Inside, there was a wooden chair in the center and rust-colored stains on the floor. The air was suffocating, thick with the stench of decay. On the walls were deep claw marks, as if someone had tried desperately to escape. Jake stepped forward and suddenly felt the floor give slightly beneath his feet, a loose floorboard. He pulled it up and found a bundle of old newspapers. The headline sent a chill through him. "Missing girl found dead in abandoned home, 1982. Local family mysteriously disappears, 1995. House on Ashbury Road, linked to series of murders." Lisa gasped as she flipped through the articles. Every few years, people went missing from this very house. No bodies were ever found, except for the one in 1982. The details of the deaths were eerily similar. Scratches on the walls, stains on the floors. That night, Lisa dreamed of a woman standing in the basement, her mouth stretched unnaturally wide in a silent scream. When she woke up, she heard scratching at the bedroom door. Part 3, The Final Night. The couple decided to leave, but the house had other plans. As Lisa packed their bags, Jake heard something from the basement again, a low, wet-breathing sound. Against his better judgment, he went down. The basement door swung shut behind him. Lisa heard his scream and ran to help, but the door wouldn't budge. She pounded against it until suddenly it opened by itself. The basement was empty. Jake was gone. The police found no evidence of a struggle, no forced entry, no sign that Jake had ever been there. The only thing they found was the loose floorboard, and beneath it, another newspaper clipping. "Man goes missing in Ashbury Road house, 2025. Lisa moved out that night. The house went back on the market, and the door in the basement remained open.